No creatine in the water bottle, man. It's so cooked. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It is match day in the Call of Duty League. We have 3 more weekends of CDL action. Then the major is up at the end of the month. It's also the opening round of the Formula 1 season. Isn't it spectacular? Although the timing is suboptimal, at least here in the UK, but that's all good. That's all good. Yeah, welcome everyone. Trey will join us in a second. He is currently finishing up a scrim set, playing with the Splice boys, and I think he's been getting pissed on just a little bit. So we're going to watch a little bit of this before the matches this evening. Hashtag unshaven, baby. Yeah, they've been kind of cooking, right? They've been kind of cooking. The unshaven boys. They 4-0 in the elite, guaranteed. Probably the #1 guaranteed seed through to the playoffs. It's a pretty big deal. So yeah, congrats to Bush, congrats to Don. They're moving different with the new team. They've brought in Cap, no, Cap's gone. Abe has been brought in. Prolute's still there. They've got Awakening with Fire. That's the team. Thieves in 3 today. Simp breaks the webcam. Whoa. Have we ever seen Simp break the webcam? We've seen Simp throw the webcam, not throw it. I've seen him do, like, you know, when they just... Okay, I don't know what you're on about, Ben. wanted to beat the stream in the background. We're just gonna put that on mute. You guys can only hear me. Wonderful. Yeah, we don't talk about overload, but yeah, Splice are back, getting some scrims in. I don't know if they've won a map yet. I wasn't watching the whole thing. They were playing. I don't know exactly who's in for Jerd. This guy called Busy. I mean, he was top of the leaderboard that game. It didn't seem to matter. So they might be washed. It is what it is. They might be washed. But yeah, CDL's back. I mean, this is going to be a tough weekend, because the F1 starts at tomorrow morning. It's 5 a.m. Sunday it's 4 a.m. And you don't want to get up at 4. You want to get up at 2:30 to see all the build-up, really. So I don't know how possible that's going to be, but that's what we're looking at right now. And let's see if Trey could obviously, if he texts me, but all good. That's fine. Yeah, who's in for Joe looking like Busy? But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, big weekend. We've got FaZe versus Thieves today. Happy Friday, Ethan. Hopefully it's been a good week. We have Optic play FaZe tomorrow. So it's a big weekend for FaZe. They need a win. They need 2 wins. Certainly a win. Today is the more winnable, maybe. I mean, obviously. Optic have been cooking lately, so I guess you've got to give them the benefit of the doubt. Which team do I support? It's a good question. So when I first got into watching competitive COD, I was an Optic fan, of course. Kind of difficult not to be, because I got into competitive COD watching, this is like way back in the day, watching Scump's vlogs. Like, he would do the post-event vlogs, and I loved that. I was all over that. Or like, yeah, when he did the recap vlogs, and then I would kind of semi-follow. But yeah, I was an Optic fan for a bit, because I wanted Scump to do well. And then in Infinite Warfare, I kind of became more of a European COD fan. Word to Bance, Trey, and Mad Cat. They were a big part of that, to be fair, with the team they had that year. And all the other good European teams we had over those couple of years. So then I became like European COD fan. I was always supporting the UK teams over whoever they played. That was especially true in like 2018. But then in 2019, 20 and beyond, it's like the more content you make about the scene, the less you care about who wins, who loses. The more it's like, for me, it's about the storylines, right? So I want Optic to win purely because it's better for viewership. But I think with Optic, you want it to be one or the other, right? Like, I either want Optic to win, and if they're going to win big, or if they're going to lose badly. So the last couple of years have been great from that perspective, because Optic have either been really good and crushing it, or they've been so bad that everyone is like, oh my god, they've got to blow it up, they've got to make changes, which has also happened. So an Optic making changes is also good because it means that players that have built a brand with Optic to a degree, I'm not saying Envoy built a massive brand, but like Envoy was with Optic for some time. Now he is a more notable player for being on Optic. Pred is a more notable player for being on Optic, right? Kenny, if he comes back, more notable for being on Optic. So it creates better storylines because then those guys go to different teams, or those guys make a comment about someone on stream and people care more. So like, you want Optic to win, but equally you want Optic to have their bad periods as well. You know, it is what it is. But that's just sports at the end of the day. And I think in F1 it's kind of similar. Like, I still support the British drivers, but I'm not like as tied to the result as I was before I made content about it. I just want things to happen that are interesting to talk about. But I think in F1 I still do have more like preference than I do in COD. Just things change a lot in COD, you know, like the people come and go really quickly. I often talk to people who maybe they used to follow competitive COD and they don't anymore. And they look at the league and they're like, who are these guys? Like, do you know what I mean? There's so many players that they've just never heard of. And I do get that. Like, if you tell them the FaZe team, people who haven't watched COD in some time, like let's say they've not watched COD in 4 years, they'll hear FaZe and they'll be like, okay, yes, Simp, I know Simp. And then they might know Draza because he was around 2021. But they're definitely not going to know O4 and Abuza. And if you look up and down the league, you know, and it's just how it is. Things come and go, people change, but it's maybe it becomes more difficult to get attached to it over time. Anyway, Rab's saying that he wants whatever makes him bread. I mean, like, yeah, I'm biased in that way, but it's, I mean, okay, obviously it's bread related, but I make stuff, I make content as a fan of the scene, right? And I want to talk about things that are exciting to talk about. I think that's the bottom line. Obviously, the fact that if there's something that I find exciting to talk about, it's probably also interesting for the fans, and therefore more people are going to watch, and therefore we're going to get more views, right? So, like, kind of obviously that it makes more bread, but it's actually not about the bread. It's more about something fun to talk about. That's what interests me, because that's what makes doing this more entertaining if there's something fun going on. And usually something fun going on is some teams shitting the bed, some teams doing really well and they're going to blow it up or whatever. So just is what it is. But I think that's my perspective. Does Renegade get a shot in the league this year? I still think yes, but Huntsman definitely have had a difficult run over the last couple of weeks, and we'll get back to that more in a second. More than likely, you got to tell them it's the Plumber era. That, you know, we're not wrong. We're not wrong. It is the Plumber era. Every era is the Plumber era. So Optic losing is good for business. No, that's actually not true. It's much better if Optic win, but you need stints. It's like the same with, for example, if Optic lose a match, my match recap that night will get nearly half as many views as it would if Optic won, which I totally understand because most people are Optic fans and they don't want to listen to me talking about their favorite team losing. Don't blame them, fair enough. So regular league matches, I will always support Optic to win just because like the video will do better. So I guess it is bread related, but like they can't win forever, right? So my point is that if Optic don't win for like, if they're kind of mid, it's better for them to be terrible than mid. That's my point. Like, it's true for all the big teams. Like, it's better in F1. It's if a team is having a bad time, it's better that they're just terrible than they're just mid and boring and predictable, right? So that's my take on that. Rav frying in scrims. Rav, which maps are worse? Black Ops 6 maps or current BO7? Definitely BO6 maps are worse. These maps, okay, well, I guess you make your point on current. I think Black Ops 7 has better maps. I just don't really think we're playing them. Well, like, we kind of are. I mean, I'm watching Trey and the boys run around here on exposure. It's not great. I mean, it is better than like a red card or something like that. So I still think BO7 has better maps. Like the game is just better, but again, the pros haven't done enough with it and all this. Like I saw a quote that was going around on Reddit. It was from Donk, and Donk was talking about how what was he saying? He was just talking about the schedule that his team has in CS. I don't even know, is he still on Team Spirit? Somebody in the chat will know. But I've not really watched CS in some time. But anyway, Donk's that guy nowadays. Donk's like Mercules, basically. And he was saying how they get up, they watch about 2-3 hours of VOD. They then scrim for 5-6 hours, get the practice in. Then they watch another like 2 hours of VOD. And then that's it for their work day. But then they will probably go and play pickup games, or they'll practice some smoke lineups or whatever. They'll go and do their own thing for the evening. And that's what the boys in CS are doing if they want to actually be a serious contending team. And over there, they don't just choose their maps. They don't have a bloody GA chat. The league decides what happens. So, you know, it is what it is, right? There's some esports are serious, some esports aren't so serious. It is what it is. Sorry, I'm just trying to read up some of these messages that I missed a little bit earlier. Maps, FaZe have a tough weekend. They do. We're going to talk about that. Renegade needs to go back on the sub. Why is Plumber used? It's a good question, actually. What is the origination of that? I'm assuming it's like a sports term. I don't know if it originates in esports. I mean, yeah, the idea is that, like, back in the day, for example, in international football, the San Marino team, the goalkeeper of San Marino's soccer team, football team, he's like, I think he's an electrician or something, right? So like his day job is in working in the trades. So I don't know if it comes from which sport it originally comes from, but like that's like what I perceive it as, is that they're just playing COD part-time because they've got like an actual trade job, you know what I mean? Anyway, a few other things I've got to get through as well. Rab, when can we see you on the sticks, man? I don't know when the next time is I'm actually going to play COD. You're watching Trey play COD right here, so, you know, it's very enjoyable. There is a YouTube channel called Tactical Rub Gaming that you can go and find in your own time if you wish, where there are plenty of gameplays of me playing COD when I actually used to play more often on that channel. So that I keep them up because I just find them quite fun to go back and look at. Maybe we 1v1 Benji in Birmingham. We'll see about that. Need some Black Ops 4 remakes. Don't disagree with that at all. Need Jake Maverick on the Breaking Point show. Jake's a great guy. Met him a good couple of times. He's doing some great work, and hopefully Thieves get the dub for him today. Rob, we rocking the zebra print or the cheetah print fur coat Major 2? I don't have a zebra print or a cheetah print, but I do have a couple of coats I can bring out. So I had a fire coat actually that if I have like a new coat, but it's only heavy. It's only for the winter. It's like heavy duty. I would have brought it to Dallas if I'd have known how cold it was going to be, to be fair. I don't think it would have fit in the suitcase. Ace is doing other things now. I think Ace got fired is maybe a little bit harsh, but you know, times change, times move on, and Don's been great on the show. And Don's doing all sorts of stuff as well. That's the thing with Don. Like he's not messing around. Damn, they really got clapped again. I'm just watching the boys get pissed on. Who even are they getting pissed on by? CJ, Kazuko, Atomic. I don't know who these guys are. Trey top frag though. That's my goat. That's my goat. Where did the idea for a Doug and Don show come from? Yeah, that is actually a great show. We've been thinking for some time about doing something like that, where we kind of pit people head to head. To be honest, we wanted to use Don. Like, Don was down to do more content. And we were like, okay, who would be a good counterpart to Don to get on a show with him? Now, obviously, Kenny is a consideration. And now Kenny's retired. No, he's not retired. But, like, now he might have retired, or he's certainly taking a step away for the time being. Then that's something to consider. But also, and Ken and Don are great on their own watch parties just because of their vibe with one another. Like, they're very entertaining. But for the type of show that we pictured for Doug and Don, when we go through a list of topics, it's not that dissimilar to what we saw on what we used to be called Defend the Point or something. The show where Nameless famously made the comment about Shotzi being a bust. But he didn't actually make that comment, right? Like, he was given that statement and he had to defend it. So it was a little bit cheese. But basically, we wanted a show kind of like that, where you get two opinionated guests going at it over a topic, but also giving them some time to think about the topic and prepare their thoughts on the topic. And I think Don appreciates, especially because he's on the flank a fair bit as well. But look, everyone knows the flank is not really a great show to actually debate things. So I like having Don on our Dope Check show because we at least give him time to breathe, time to think, time to talk about stuff. But he's very opinionated, and we do Doug and Don, it's more specific questions and topics. And also Doug and Don, they're not they're very different personalities in many ways, right? Like, when I was thinking of a good counterpart to Doug, to Don, we couldn't really think who would be good. So, like, it's apart from Doug. Yeah, so Center and Don agree way too much. Yeah, you know what? Fair backlash, because I was thinking the same thing, that like Kenny and Don would just agree too much. I wanted to get Doug because they will have different perspectives on certain topics. Like, Doug will always have a take which people will be like, wow, he's actually just going rogue. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? And so, like, for good or for bad, really, but Doug definitely has some crazy takes sometimes. And Don is a straight shooter. Like, he was a straight shooter, but Don shoots from the hip, right? So he's not going to take any BS like that, and he's got no friendship cheese in there. But yeah, I think Doug and Don works pretty well given the options. Like, we wanted a good counterpart for Don, basically, and I think Doug does pretty well. I mean, Upcast on, as you say, need a Don and Pat show. I think if you could get the certain version of Pat that you want, then I think it could work. I mean, obviously Pat's done a lot of work like that before when he did the reverse sweep, right? That DeSerto show. What was the cast again? It was like Katie Bedford, Aches, Pac-Man, and Abel. Wasn't that the show for some time? Didn't they have Parasite on there for some time as well? So they don't do that one anymore. But that was definitely one of the shows of all time. And so I think it could work with Aches as well, but I just don't... And I think Aches has good takes and perspectives, but I really think that Doug, is just such a character. There's no one quite like Doug. Like, I want to get content with Doug out there because he's just interesting. That's my opinion. But yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on that show and what we want to do with it going forwards. We do exactly. But I think what could be interesting about getting Pat on there is because Pat would give he would be more level-headed, right? Like, he would be more reasonable with it. He wouldn't do these insane takes that he's done on, like, he wouldn't just talk shit about Optic, right? Like, it would actually give him the platform to make sensible takes if he wanted to, rather than just rage baiting. So I think they did it a couple of years, Prunja. Like, I think they had different iterations of the guests. But yeah, they did have Marky B. Marky B actually hosted it like the final year, I think. But I think they did it in person for some time, and Katie Bedford was doing it, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, Doug said keep insight, and it worked out for him. Look, there you go, right? Not many are making that take. Like, that's the thing. Doug has these interesting takes, like, oh, you should keep the guy. I don't want Pat to just be like, oh, blow it up, it's time to make a change. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see about that. Aches is there for the rage bait. Doug is himself. What country or county region am I from in the UK? I'm from Essex, but I went to a pretty posh school, so I don't sound especially Essex, but I'm just have a pretty southern accent more generally, really, and went to university in Bath in Somerset. Doug tries to be likable to everyone. He doesn't like to ruffle feathers with co-competitors. That is, I think Doug, would he be more entertaining if he was retired, like if he wasn't playing again? There probably is a little bit of that going on. But the thing is with Doug, you have to accept that a lot of that's like a good chunk of the time he is just going to play it quite level-headed, but he will bring you the occasional like banger that I think makes it worthwhile. So yeah, I don't know. A 30-minute, 45 to talk with two people as chef's kiss format. Yeah, I agree, Joe. Which, to be honest, myself, Lion Man, Easy Mac, like we've talked about doing a show like that for some time. It just this year, because of the partnerships and stuff like that, it just makes sense to make that happen this year. And so we'll keep it in mind. Doug is a different breed. Yeah, Doug is. I spent a good like hour and a half talking one-to-one with Doug at Madrid last year. We were just at the bar, just like shooting the shit, talking about stuff. And yeah, Doug's a great guy. He's also, oh, let's go Trey with a 3-piece. Oh, finally actually tuned into what's going on. But Doug is a character unlike anyone I've ever met. So I have a lot of respect for Doug, for sure. Okay. What is the best food from the UK? I mean, the best food is just a roast dinner, bro. Like you just cannot beat a roast. It just is what it is. You just can't like roast lamb. I'm so hungry, you know. I'm actually not even going to go any further than that. What happened to top 5 shit-ons of the week? Okay, basically, it takes me ages to find them. So it's purely a matter of, at least if I want to do it well, because like there's a lot of moments each week. Some of them don't even get clipped. Some of them do. Some of them aren't necessarily the best. And for some time I was saving them in like a drive or whatever, but it's purely like an ROI thing, right? It's like, okay, people like the shit-ons of the week, but do people really tune in for it? Like, no, it's just a nice to have. So if it doubles the amount of prep time I have for a show, it just makes no sense to do it. If we had someone like tracking all the shit-ons of the week, then I would bring it back, right? But it's just one of those things that that had to die. It doesn't have to die. It could come back. I went to a posh school compared to where I was from. Let's say. I want to go to England so bad. Would going to Manchester be a bad idea? I'm a Man U fan, lol. I live in Manchester. I can just about see Old Trafford from... I can see it, but it's nighttime, so I can't see what's going on. But I can just about see Old Trafford from my window. Manchester, I love Manchester. I think it's a great city. I think it would be a good idea for you to come along and see what's going on. Can you talk about BP plans for Birmingham? We got to put a show on. Okay, yeah. So this is the idea with Birmingham as it stands. We were looking at doing, and we still are looking at doing, a live show. So I mentioned this in my videos the other day, that we're looking at doing an event, not like it wouldn't be a watch party. It's what I want it to be. And initially I thought of it as to like, okay, how could we do a watch party? Wow, thanks Yaleen for the Turkish lira. If that's still the currency you guys are using, or if that's what that is, but I'm assuming it is. If you're ever in Istanbul, I'll take you to the place where Prince Harry met Meghan Markle and buy you a steak. Whoa, bring Dashi as well. That's perfect idea. Dashi can come Istanbul for the hair transplant. We'll get him the steak dinner. I'll join him and lock it in. Okay, wonderful. my bad, Brandon. No, thank you, Yaleen. Much appreciated. Okay, I've never been to Istanbul. I've been to Turkey a number of times with family when I was younger, but never to Istanbul. So we'll see about that. Reminds me, I was talking about plans for Birmingham. So look, option 1, run a watch party from the venue like we did at DreamHack last year. That's an option, but less convinced. It's just such a stress, and also it makes no sense. So doing what we did in Dallas, where we run the pre-show from an Airbnb and then head into the venue, get some content with the players, that made a lot more sense. I think it was better for the fans back home. It was better for us at the venue. That's what we're going to do at DreamHack mainly. But I do want to do something in person because lots of British fans there. It's been a long time since we've had a UK event. It just makes too much sense. Like, we've got to do something in person near the venue anyway. So initially we thought, okay, could we run like a watch party from a nearby bar, right? Like, sell a few tickets, people come in, they get a pint, they grab a chair, or they just stand around chatting or whatever, and we're just sitting there watching the games. I looked into a lot of the logistics. I'm not going to bore you guys with all the logistical details, but let's just say if we needed a screen to watch the games on, and then we need another screen behind us so everyone watching can see what's going on, and especially the setup that we normally have, it's pretty ghetto. Run it from a laptop. It's like just a lot of logistical complications. But now I'm thinking instead, fuck the screen, right? Get rid of that. Like, let's just get a couch, a couple of couches, a couple of microphones, and just run like a fun live show where the fans can join in, have a pint, heckle us. If they've got a take, we can bring them up, give them a microphone so they can, I don't know, beef Don or whoever, I don't know. So that's, yeah, like, look, renting out a pub for the watch party is a nice idea on paper, but it just doesn't make any sense to do that. Like, to do a watch party, it wouldn't make any sense. What makes much more sense is to go to a local bar and do like a 2-3 hour evening there where we just talk and bring some special guests in, talk to the fans. We will find a way to live stream it. I've looked into it a little bit today on how to live stream that type of thing. It wouldn't be too complicated. We would just need to have the microphones connected to a Rodecaster, and then that could connect to a laptop and we could stream it. But it would mainly be for the in-person stuff. If that can't come together, we will just do some sort of meet and greet and be like, look, me and Trey will be at this bar at this time. Come through, we'll give away some lineman cards. We'll have some sort of BP stuff and presents there. I don't know. But we will do a couple of things throughout the weekend. That's my current goal, though, is to get something set up. So actually, tomorrow, I'm driving down to Birmingham to have a look at some of the options because I want to do it across from the NEC. It doesn't make sense to do it in town as far as I'm concerned, just logistically. And also, people will be staying nearby the NEC. And if we want, let's say, hypothetically, Miles is done with his rehearsals on the Thursday night, and Miles wants to come through and have a pint with the boys. Like, that would be, in my head, I'm thinking that would make sense. And if we do it in central Birmingham, it's like 20 minutes, 25 minutes away. It doesn't make sense. So realistically, you've got to do it at Resorts World opposite the venue. And there's a few options in there. So that's why I'm going to drive down tomorrow and have a look. There's about maybe 2 or 3 options. There's one that I think makes the most sense, but I don't know what the venue's going to look like. The other option is that we could do it at the Cineworld, which is not impossible, but I think logistically is a little bit more awkward. Just the nature of things, like from a few perspectives, like it'd be more fun to do it in a bar, basically. Anyway, yes. So sorry, I yapped for a long time there, but we're gonna try and bring some entertainment anyway. Why does it look like you're in a dorm? This is the office. I have another bedroom in the other room. I moved the bed in here, but it's like I'm not going to get rid of this bed. It's like this isn't the bedroom. But I actually, having said that, I am going to do something with the setup in here. It is on my list to like make a better setup. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I think I'm going to do so. I'm going to put some lighting in the background or something, like make it look a bit more like a studio than, you know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. So we'll see about that. Anyway, did Trey get fried? I wasn't really watching. I'm staying in London, taking the 2-hour train to Birmingham. Don't hate that, actually. I don't hate that. Not a bad idea. I see the vision. Rab, what's venue that's currently used should I go for my first event? Been watching since BO2. Hang on, what venue that's currently used should I go to for my first event? J-Rod. Never been to an event. Well, honestly, I'd go to any event. I think it's great. You go to one in Dallas. You could come through to. Oh, Trey probably didn't have to. Is he going to turn the stream off? Yeah, I think he turned the stream off. He probably didn't have to actually. All right, Trey's about to call up here in 1 second. So, I will need to deactivate this camera and activate a different camera, and then you guys will be able to see Trey. So let me figure that out. Trey got 61 kills. Ah, that's what he does. Okay, hang on. What's good, Trey? You hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. You're coming up my TV screen though, so hang on. Let me change that real quick. It's not on you. It's not on you. Okay. Let me sort this out. Thoughts? Media reaction?
I'm back.
He's back.
Oh, did we repeat that last game?
To be honest, I was just talking to the chat, so I wasn't really paying attention.
Did you have it on though?
I had it on. They saw it. They did see that,
see,
yeah.
You know.
There we go. Here he is.
Listen, say I don't come back.
Yeah, 61 was that, yeah.
Yeah, it was 61. Yeah.
You win that map, yeah?
Yeah. Caught back.
You won, won a few of their maps, yeah? It was nice.
Yeah.
Looking good. Yeah. Yeah, I saw the black heart, and I thought... I thought, you know what, it's just not our map, that. That's okay.
Yeah, listen, we've got 4 auto vetoes, so I don't know how that's going to work in the veto process tomorrow, but we might be all right.
Yep, all good. Upcast line back with the generational. Drinking age in the UK is at 21 like the US? No, you only got to be 18. So... You know, if you're French, I mean, it's probably still 18 in France, but just saying for Paris, we'll see. Trey was playing great. I did peep a 3-piece you had on the Scar. It actually snapped me out of what I was yapping about because I just saw Trey pop a 3. So Trey could turn C9 around.
Hey, listen, get me back in the mix. Like
you were looking good out there, though. I can't lie. Bro, you actually were looking good,
bro. I might still have something. You know.
Fuck. Are you gonna move like Zinni? And Zinni keeps saying like, I could come back if I wanted. I could come back.
No, after playing that, I realized I couldn't come back. Like that last map, it took it all out of me to like.
Yeah. Playing 5 maps of scrims like that's it's a big ask.
Bro, we just got mollywopped for 4 maps, and then last map we won. Like, yeah, for sure. I'm not doing that again.
You know, no overloads, no? You're not tempted?
Got a show to do.
Yeah, well said. It's the Paul X excuse. I like that. It's beautiful.
I did, you know? Like...
Upcast line goes, are magic mushrooms legal, or will I have to sneak some through the airport? I think unlikely to be legal. It's my immediate perspective, so you know we've got to be a little careful.
Yeah, bring Fent over too.
Yeah, I will. I'll make no further comment before Keir Starmer arrests me. Tell Trey I said hi. It's Duck. Love seeing the handsome guy.
What up, Duck?
It's good, Duck. Absolute pleasure. Okay, Trey, we got some matches tonight.
Yeah, we do.
I yapped a bit about Birmingham. I said, like, I'm driving down there tomorrow, going to scout out a couple of venues, going to see what we're going to do about it. Current idea is get the boys there, get the fans there, get a couple couches, a couple microphones, talk some shit, have a little, and then find a way to live stream it. If we can't do that, there's backup plans, but should be good fun. So, opposite the NEC, that's the strategy.
Yeah.
That is the plan. So, hang on. You know what? Let's rip a pack real quick. I fancy ripping, just rip a quick pack for the boys. If you guys want to get more packs, more beefy packs, then head to breakingboy.gg, get yourself a nice, juicy BP Pro membership, and you can too get more BP packs so you can rip a premium Mercules, which is that's what I'm about to open right now. You ready for this?
Go on.
I feel it coming. It's the rare Merc. Okay. It's not the rare Merc. It's the gold Gentlemates, which is actually not. It's actually quite a nice one, but they're getting pissing at the moment. So.
How much bread do I got?
I'm gonna have to open one more pack here real quick.
I can open a pack.
You can open a pack. Okay. I'm cracking
Yeah,
one
let me
more.
open this. Let me open this
Oh,
real quick.
oh, we've got the Okis common. Brother,
Tough.
this guy sticks.
Tough.
Nah, my
Right, let me
bad.
open a pack.
My bad,
Let me show you
Okis.
what. Let me show you what I get.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you.
We got an epic skies, a gold
this is-
Luna.
Really?
Yeah,
This has got to be developer cheese or something. I'm not getting cameras
bro,
like that.
you're the developer.
Yeah, but I
not
don't
me.
get that. I don't get that shit. Wow, unbelievable.
That's not developer cheese, though.
All right, well done, Trey. Congratulations on your epic skies. They don't come along too often. All right, here we go.
Appreciate it,
We got a FaZe promo. Wow, look at the jaw lines on that. Whoa. Thoughts, chat. You know what this reminds me of something, right? I'm going to try and find this, actually. I don't know if I can find this real quick, but I saw something on F120 yesterday. It cracked me up. I'll see if I can find it real quick while the chat takes this absolute masterpiece in. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it, man. It was a picture of Max Verstappen and George Russell, like, side by side. And it was kind of like this. But people were cooking Max's jawline. That's what was going on. They were saying he was a mouth breather. Nah, I think I'm cooked, man. I just don't have it like that. I don't have it like that. I don't know what to search to find it on Twitter. Try media. Last attempt. I think I might be cooked. All right, well, I'll give up on that for now. But someone out there might have seen it and know what I'm talking about anyway. So yeah, banger game. Jaw mogged. Draza has beard mogged him as well. But if we got rid of Draza's beard, would he still be getting jawline mogged? I don't know. Scrap getting mogged, Loki. Doubly bottleneck. What's good, Rabsmole? Day for some duty with the GOAT. How exciting. Much appreciated. Thanks for the 8 Aussie. From enemies to lovers. Yeah, this is kind of like intimate, no? Thoughts on his graphic, Trey?
Fire graphic.
Fire graphic, yeah. Intimate might
Fire
be a
graphic.
stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do the research, bro. Google or ChatGPT will know about that. No, it's like, it's just one of those, you know, like you see a niche post on Twitter, but the caption will be nothing to do with George or Max or anything like that. So it's just really tough to know what to search to find it. But anyway, it was kind of like this. Jaw mog versus neck mog. Incredible work. So that's a big game tonight. That is the big game of the day. And in fact, FaZe, they really need a win. You know, they need to win that one. Trey, quick thoughts on Zinni. So he got cooked by Swooty because Huntsman are getting shit on now. What's that about? Why have they fallen off? People are saying Renegade needs to go back to the sub. I've seen that said.
No, they just lost their best players and then they just replaced them with players that don't do what their old players did, pretty much. Listen, Johnny's also fucking looking frustrated after every time they lose a map. Like, he throws himself back. Like,
Yeah, is he killeroing or is he just like, is he getting costed? Thoughts?
I don't know. I just don't think the team's very good.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
the issue.
I think when you lose a player that goes to the league and, you know, he's like a good player for you, like, I just don't feel like it benefits anyone in any aspect in challenge. Like, you got to think, your challenger team, you're just a stepping stone. No matter if you're Optic challenger team, Bush challenger team, everyone wants to go to the league.
Yeah.
You can always assume that this Huntsman team is done now. You got to think it's a weird like concept though, that like there's a challenger team and Hex is like, if they do bad, they got to drop someone and then fly someone else out to Texas. Like, they're running like a mini challenger team, which mini CDL team, which is fire. But I don't know. I just don't think this team's very good as it stands, and I don't think the team's very good as it stands, and Renegade needs to go back to a sub.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. So we'll see. I mean, do you think Johnny's getting the pickup? I saw Don say that he thinks Fire. No, what did he say? Prolute's next. Fire's next. I don't know. He changes his mind every
Prolute's
day.
probably next if I was to take a wild
next?
guess. Yeah.
So we're trying to find this
100%.
stupid post of Max and George, but I think I'm cooked. There we go. Yeah, agreed. Well said. So Johnny, we'll see how he gets on. But yeah, Formal was cooking him for making this play. It's pretty funny actually. And then Sweetie was cooking Zinni because Sweetie said Zinni, because he got Mercules in the league, he thinks he's godlike GM, but actually he's got no idea what he's talking about. Thoughts?
Who said that? Is that just what you're saying?
Nah, Swoochie said exactly that. I can find the clip if you want.
Nah, I do. He was going off on Zinni yesterday. Listen, Swoot's got terrible PR. He's the worst PR merchant of all time. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
What do you mean? He's saying frick you, Zinni.
Well, yeah, yeah.
You know, you can chalk Swooty up from being on it. You know. Listen, I think Swooty's just gonna be a little bit more humble.
Okay, I hear that.
What is it? Humble in defeat, gracious in victory, or something like that?
He could have been more gracious. I hear that.
Listen, he's got some shit to talk, but like you just beating that team anyway, that's enough shit to talk, you know? You don't need to. You don't have to go crazy with it. But he's got a terrible PR anyway.
No,
I love the
I
kid
hear
though.
that.
I love the kid. I wouldn't change him for the world, but like, yeah, his PR, his propaganda, and all that's like crazy. He plays up to the entertainer role for sure. He can shoot though.
He can shoot.
He can shoot.
He's got some. He's playing with that kid Knox, who's been cooking.
Those guys are crazy good. That Knox and Gentle are crazy good. Don't forget about a body too. That guy's a challenger reaper.
No, you're right.
Listen, you do have to show some. Yeah, you have to show a lot of respect to Swoot too. That cannot be easy. Coming and playing with those players.
Yeah.
And still coming out, getting wins against really good teams and keeping games close with the other teams. Like, listen, that's real good. Like, you got to tip that. Like, that's insane. Like, actually.
No, I agree. I think he's it's pretty impressive. Like that. I mean, Knox, he had a series. He had like 125 kills and 103 deaths. Like, he was absolutely. You're not seeing too many engagement numbers like that out there, to be honest. Swoot needs to focus on the dual limbo prep. It's because Zuma was trying to get Swoot on Huntsman and Zin said no. Oh, okay. Makes sense. I like that. Swooty talks like he's been in the league, talking trash to someone who was actually in the league. Oh, look, Swoot's a world champ. 9 COD. But
well,
he's a
yeah,
world champ.
you do got to show Swoot some respect too. He's a world champ in a different game. Like, he actually is.
Yeah, so...
I don't give a fuck if it's Splitgate. I don't give a fuck if it's Rocket League. I don't give a fuck if it's this and this. You got to show some respect. It's like someone coming over from another game and it's like,
Yeah, you can talk a bit of shit. It's okay as far as I'm concerned. Bush clip about Swooty, pretty funny. Swooty's got the ego of Scrap without the ability to back it up. Look, I'm all for a player having a bit of an ego. You got to have a bit of an ego. It's just part of the game, Trey. Do you have an ego in your prime?
Yeah, but like it's different back then. Like we didn't go on interviews and call people shit. We just kept it. We just kept it moving. My whole philosophy was like, if someone talked shit to me, I would talk shit back, but I wouldn't start it.
I rate that.
And I had the ability to back it up.
Absolutely.
Every time.
Every time. So there you go. Let's talk about the matches today. Actually, this whole weekend, we got some big games. We're going to start right about here. This is a big game, Trey. Wow, am I ready for this one? Thanks to Prize Pick supporting this segment of the show. As always, if you guys want to get involved and claim your $50 lineup with your first $5 lineup, then feel free to do so. Link in the top line of the description. All sorts of sports and esports available. This is a big one. I mean, I can't wait to see the numbers on this. Oh, we don't have Series KD numbers. Interesting. Is there any chance I can hit the refresh and they're going to magically appear? Okay, it looks less likely. Nonetheless, it looks like they're expecting a clean surge victory over Cloud9. Okas is sitting at 52.5 and Courage at 53.5. It's not looking pretty, but also this is the new Surge. This is the Vancouver Bush versus the New York Stallions. That's what people are telling me. So
Pretty much.
yeah,
Pretty much. Listen. Because you know I do my picks with Jenna.
mm-hmm.
We do our picks. She came on stream today and done the picks. And this was one that she didn't want to do.
Yeah.
But I said, fuck it. I'll do it. I got Surge 3-1.
Yeah. I also got Surge. I'm a believer in Honeymoon period, maybe. They bring in Cap.
Listen, I just think Cap is an absolute shooter and is gonna have a field day with these.
Yeah, Cap should be he should be popping up this series. Look, I'd like Cloud9 to do well because I want another tweet from their coach. See if he's tweeted anything else since. He's probably just been grinding in silence. Do you know what I mean?
My thing is, no, that's what everyone does. Grind in silence.
Yeah, he's been grinding in silence, man.
Grind in silence until something happens and you can.
No new tweets from him.
Listen, end of the day, Cloud9 beat Generates, but if they lose to every other team, I don't think that's profit, really.
Yeah, it just shows Generates are frauds. It is what it is.
You can't beat Major 1 champs and then not beat anyone else. That's just not on.
Yeah, no, I agree. They've got to beat somebody else.
Yeah, literally.
They'll never find Hyde. I've got Surge with the dub. So, yeah, I got Surge taking the dub here. I've also got, I think I've got a 3-1 as well. So, we'll see. Was there not, I saw a clip going around. There was some clip I thought, or maybe it was Octane or someone talking about Gwyn. I don't want to put words in Octane's mouth or anything, but people were like, Gwyn's a fraud. He doesn't know how to win or whatever. I know people have said this for a long time, but I got to see something out of Gwyn soon. Do you know what I'm saying? I got to see something. Because at least last year he was good online. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, Gwyn hasn't been good this year.
Tempted on the... Yeah, okay. Nah, he's not been good this year. That is true.
He's not been good.
But you got to think Don, he's got the TJ Halley and the Capsidil cheese, right? So if Surge are getting shit on, Don ain't going to say it's TJ or Cap's fault. So unlucky, Gwyn. You're in the blender. But justifiably, in my opinion.
Listen, and it's not like Gwyn hasn't done it on a bad team. He done it on that Ravens team.
Yeah, that's what's a little confusing.
So listen, my thing is just like, is this just a slow year for him? Because there's no excuse. Like sometimes there's an excuse for when a player's on a bad team and then they go to a good team and do better. But Gwyn's been on 2 bad teams, maybe 3 bad teams, and fried on 2 of them, and he's not frying on this one.
Yeah, Team Millie Gaming, Gwyn and Snoopy both stink and have always been overrated. Like, okay, I'm not saying I agree with that necessarily, but I will say that there are similarities there in terms of they came into the league, initially felt quite impressive for being a rookie, but failed to improve. Certainly nowhere near as drastically as they should have done. If anything, both looks like they've regressed, right? I mean, Gwyn was never always the best decision maker, but like when him and Snoopy came in, they both weren't on great teams, but they were both doing well enough to justify sticking around. And here we are like 2 years later and they're no better than they were, if not worse. So not ideal. Not ideal.
Yeah, listen, I think this team just, if it doesn't work with Capsidal, like they're just done.
I don't even know what they do. They might do a Cloud9 at that point. Do you think they actually just say, you know what, 24K, that's the salary. We're gonna drop it down, blow up the whole team.
I mean, I can see it happening.
I could see it happening. I could see them doing it. Because it's kind of the same spot after Major 1 where Cloud9 blew it up and went poverty. I mean, they're already poverty, but this would be...
Bro, they literally had the best player in the world at that time in Hydra and go, ooh, 400,000 a year salary? Oh, get him off the roster.
Yeah, get him out of here.
Like, we can't do this. Jack just pulled out his American Express card and was like, nope, not doing that.
Nope, nah, we don't have the budget for that.
And who did they pick up? Attach. Was it Attach,
They had
Sib?
Spa at the end of the year and like Mac. I mean,
Who's the starting team?
initially it was Sib, Attach. Was it not Mac at the start as well? And then
I think it was Mac.
Yeah, I think it was Mac at the start of the year. So, and then Kremp, obviously. Yeah. So definitely one of the teams of all time. Okay, next series. LA Thieves versus FaZe Vegas, and this is the big one. We got the blow it up all to start the day, but this is a really big, important series. Hydra, Neum, Abizi, Scrap. They've been making some improvements based on what we've seen in scrims. But the other side of things, FaZe, they need a big weekend. And this weekend, it's a huge weekend. We still don't have Serious KD for Neum here, but regardless, we need a big weekend. God, 04 is at a 0.83, Trey. You gotta think I'm taking the over on that and praying that 04. He knows that he's cooked if he gets shit on here, no? Thoughts? 8-3? That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad, Trey.
Listen, you got to think that's an over, right?
Yeah, I think I'm taking the over on
because
that.
Listen, I think the same rule applies here. If he doesn't hit the over on that, he's got to be dropped. Also,
yeah, I know.
Also, let me say something. Luca has his work visa.
Does he? Wow, FaZe have actually done something. Tippable.
Someone come in my chat and said, "Hey Trey, just caught up with the show." Luca said a few days ago he does have his visa now.
Bang, well, there we go.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have to do it at some point. Whether it happens immediately, I don't know. But this weekend is going to be telling. If they go 0-2 this weekend, it's tough to imagine they're turning up to the major with the same roster. Because if they go 0-2 this weekend, they're definitely in the play-in. Probably not going to be eliminated entirely. They would have to lose their next 3 series after this as well. But
it's doable, though.
Should we have a quick look? Okay. I'm just going to paint a quick picture real quick. It's probably not going to happen, but let's just look at this because FaZe's upcoming matches. They play Thieves and Optic this weekend. Tough. They could easily lose both of them and be 2-6. Then they play Ravens. You can lose that online. You can certainly lose that online.
Bro, they can lose all these games besides Cloud9.
Well, exactly. Then Gentlemates, right? So theoretically, they could be 2-8 going into the Cloud9 game. Imagine Cloud9 have got another win somewhere, right? Imagine Cloud9 have got another win. Let's say Cloud9 get a win today and they get to 2 wins and FaZe is stuck at 2 wins on the 21st of March. Cloud9 beat them and knock them out of the tournament. They don't go.
I'm sorry, but Simp is going to have a fucking field day with them.
Yeah. I mean, are the lines already out? Like, I'm taking over a 1.8 in that one. He is gonna have a field day.
He might have the highest KD of all.
I need to see someone like properly farm. You know, like I mean, Pred would be. But they played him already, didn't they, Pred? I mean, they played him last week. But I want to see someone like properly farm Cloud9. Like, just accept that you might lose a map or 2 in there, but just know that I'm dropping the KD of the season right here. We'll see about that.
He's going crazy.
Yeah, going absolutely crazy. So, yeah, there we have it. But yeah, 04 with the 0.83 plus minus is pretty brutal. Draza's at the 0.94, which is a little bit more challenging to call because I think the Thieves are going to win this series. I'm taking Thieves. I don't know what FaZe have done behind the scenes over the last week. It better be good. It better be good. But I think Thieves are actually getting quite a bit better. Scrap does usually beat Draza, to be fair, as well. That is a fair point, Corey. Worth keeping in mind. But I do think for Thieves' perspective, like, Optic are the best team right now. The second best team, I don't know who that is. I think Thieves could be the second best team right now, which I know feels a little bit outrageous to say. And I'm not saying... I said that in a video the other day, and people were like, oh wow, you've got Thieves like right with Optic, and I'm like, not necessarily. Like you can be second, but you can be a long way off Optic. I don't think they actually are a million miles off. Their scrim against Optic the other day was by far the most competitive that Optic have had in some time, at least in the hard points. So I think I am thinking Thieves. And also FaZe just can't win a bloody search. It's like, at least with the FaZe of old, I would at least think, oh, their respawn's been a bit shaky, but they're still going to win in 5. But I can't predict that with this FaZe team. So
This FaZe team is scary, in terms of the fact that everyone used to be scared to play them. They don't have that aura that they used to anymore.
they don't.
Like I said, I'll reiterate it every single time though. But you watch them lose a league match and you play them next, like you were like, well, we're about to get fucking ran through. But now it's like, bro, they could lose this game, they could lose this game, they could lose this game.
Yeah, we're talking about them losing to Ravens, but like it's not even unreasonable. Yeah, do you think that Aluka would become the sub? Because people apparently he can run a sub and can do it well.
Yeah, no, well, he's a sub player.
Yeah.
That's what Donnie was saying. Apparently, that one day of the cup, he was running an AR, so everyone just thought he was an AR player.
Generational prep, yeah. No, Don did
But
say
listen,
that.
I haven't heard of Aluka since that day anyway.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know what team he's on half the time. I just see him crop up on various teams every week.
I haven't and that's what I'm saying. Like, was it just one cup wonder? Because that's what it seems like.
I think he's still good, but there is probably. No,
I'm not denying that he's good, but after that day, I haven't heard of a fucking single thing.
Yeah,
and I know.
I know he's got
some shooters. I know he's got some shooters, and they're gonna all come for me, But listen, I just haven't seen him. I haven't seen the prop being pushed. I haven't seen the PR like it was that one PR day, bro.
PR was unbelievable.
Listen, that PR reminds you when Dashy was watching Encourage and said he's going to win champs one day.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, he's in the league. Encourage is now in the league. That's a dub for Dashy because it wasn't looking like
Dashy's technicality of $24,000.
He's in the league, bro. Encourage is in the league. So and he just beat the champs. He just beat Envoy, who's a champ, world champ. So you got to think maybe.
Twin getting dropped. Simp officially put the do-rag on. Yo, Simp and a do-rag would go crazy.
That would go crazy, actually. Yeah, we need Simp to Simp go on his villain arc. You know what I mean? Changes up the fits.
He's been on his villain arc.
I know,
violating everyone.
Well, I know he has. Yeah,
bro. He just stood up and shouted at all 3 of his teammates, and not one of them said a word back.
So that is true, actually. And he did say, "Purge, I get to farm Purge at the major," which he then went on to do.
Yeah, and guess what he did? He just fucking farmed him. And
he did farm him. Yeah. Well, yeah. Interesting, that, isn't it? No, I think Simp's going demon mode.
If LA Thieves beat these today and O4 has another stinker, I think we're gonna see O4 off the roster before Major 2.
I think so. There's just too long. There's too many matches, and they've still got another 4 games after this, that's a whole qualifier stint back in the day. Why not drop Draza? Yeah, go on.
I think Draza just had a good LAN event. I think he played pretty decent at LAN. He's been getting farmed sometimes, but listen, I don't know what it is, but maybe a change of O4 might make Draza play better. I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
No, I hear that.
They're just in a weird spot.
Yeah, I still believe in the Draza. I still believe in Draza a little bit, but I mean, Sleepwalking, you're not wrong. He had a bad online stint before that, and it's kind of continuing right now, so it's not really a great look. But yeah, is what it is. We'll see about that. But I got Thieves in 4 here, I think.
I think we done. What did we put? What did Jenna say? Jenna said 3-1 LA Thieves.
Yeah, reasonable take, I think. The final series of the day. Oh, it's a game 5. It's such a game. The funny thing is about this, G2, they will finish this stint 6-5 or 5-6. It just doesn't matter. And Heretics probably the same. So we've got Heretics G2. One of them's 2-3. One of them's 3-2. It's a game 5, round 11, written all over it. Actually, interesting. The numbers are definitely leaning Heretics' way, and I think they probably are the favorites. I don't know. Heretics have played quite well, but I'm still not convinced. I just think G2, they can take anyone to 5. They could get slammed, but I think it's pretty unlikely. Mumba's at a 0.93, which is kind of interesting. There's no crazy outliers here like there was elsewhere. Renko at a 1.1. Super at a 1.08. We've got the rare Skies card, or what was it, the Epic Skies card you got, Trey?
I got the Epic one, yeah. It's orange and it's got some flames and shit.
Wow, that's actually a crazy pull. He's sitting at a 1.02, which is pretty high for Skies. Like, no disrespect, but like, you know, compared to his numbers this season, like Skies this season's at a 0.95, right? So to put him at a 1.8, like, I'm not, you know, not throwing shade.
I think they just go off the last series played as well, don't they? I think that plays a little part in it.
Oh, did he fry last series?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go then.
I think he had a 1.2 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
The issue is with me picking G2 is that they've won 2 Game 5s in a row.
I think we got G2 winning the Game 5.
I think I've got G2 with it. I agree. That's what I've got as well. But they beat FaZe in 5, Falcons in 5. Now they've got to play Miami. They're probably going to win in 5. But I don't know. Heretics could come out and piss on them. It's possible. They've obviously got the firepower. But
listen, I just think this game isn't Spanish coded.
Yeah. Heretics, they haven't gone Game 5 in a while, actually. It's kind of interesting.
I don't think it's coded.
Last time they went 5 was first round of the major when they beat Toronto.
Yeah.
They don't go to many Game 5s. They actually, no, having said that, once I scrolled down enough, the first 3 games they played of the season were all Game 5s. So, okay, yeah, all good. I'm taking G2 in 5 in this one. Heretics, that would put the Heretics at 2 in 4, a little precarious, but yeah, I think, I don't know how to call that one really. I'm going to say G2, but I think Heretics could definitely win. Didn't Heretics get slammed by Koi? I think G2 could do the same. Yeah, we'll see. It's difficult. I could easily change my mind on that, but then be annoyed if I change my mind and I'm wrong. The other interesting game, so tomorrow Optic play FaZe. To be honest, tomorrow's actually kind of a banger day. Gentlemates G2. Oh, there's no way. They win 4 Game 5s in a row. We'll see. We'll see what happens today.
Bro, that's the thing though. I've actually got them doing something like that.
Yeah, I think they actually might as well. They actually might. Secret says, who's your rookie of the year so far?
Kips.
Yeah, I think actually I agree.
It could be Kips or Neum.
Yeah,
but I don't think Neum's going crazy for that team. I just think he's a good player for that team.
I agree. Neum is going to be in hell on that team.
I think Lurks is fucking unbelievable. Lurks could be taking it too. I just think if Kips carries on the way he is, it's going to be him easy.
Yeah, I think definitely of the people who started the season, it's got to be Lurks.
They're 9-0 since bringing him in.
Yeah.
They haven't lost a map.
Well, at least in the last 3, they've been on smoke. So
yeah.
And they play Falcons tomorrow.
Well, yeah, they lost their first series to FaZe.
I think so, yeah. But after that,
yeah,
they've been on a run. So, and then they play Falcons, which is going to be a real good series. I kind of doubt that they're going to 3-0 in that one, but man, if they do, that'd be something special. And they've hauled themselves out. You know, there was a time we thought maybe Toronto weren't even going to be. Well, no, I never really thought that, but might not even be going to Birmingham in the bottom 2, but not the case. And then Cloud9 versus Boston. Again, it's a chance for Cloud9 to just try and sneak a win, try and get another one in there.
Bro, you're trolling.
Okay, yeah, I'm picking Boston as my boys. Lurks to be way more talked about if he wasn't on the Ravens. Yeah, I think he's going to be on another team at some point in the Ravens. People know that kid's pretty good.
No, he's fucking good. And he came from Halo, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
I have some
Got
once
some lore?
things start dying down a little bit too, I'll have some juicy stuff for the show, like intel and stuff like that we can go over one show.
Oh man, I love to hear it. It's great work out of you.
I'm not one to just start talking about rumors that I've heard or what's going on.
No, we're not trying to go crazy, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at this. On Sunday, the clocks go back. Or they go forward in America. They don't go back. They go forward in America, but not here, Trey. Which means the matches are an hour earlier Sunday. So It means
Tough.
they finish an hour earlier, which is
And then
generational.
when do hours go? When do hours go forward?
2 weeks. It's a 2 week flip.
So we're going to be
between-
4 hours behind the East, 5
Yeah,
on
4 is
the
ahead of
Central,
them.
and
Yeah,
7.
yeah. So there's 2 weeks
tough.
a year where it's actually better. I prefer it like this. So it is what it is. But yeah, Miami Thieves, Toronto, Boston, Optic Ravens, Surge, Paris. Any pick of those games on the final day, Trey? Is Miami Thieves could be kind of interesting. I want to see how like Niam gets on this week, because obviously now he's been embedded into the team for some time. He's obviously playing a bitch role in that team, but you know, if it works, it works.
Yeah, no. I mean, I can take you through my picks for the weekend, real quick, because
Unlucky McGregor.
Jenna goes crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
So we got Vancouver beating Surge first match. Then we got Thieves
Vancouver
beating FaZe in
beating
the second
Surge.
match.
Yep.
Vancouver beating Cloud9. Shut your mouth. Then we got Minnesota beating Miami Heretics 3-2. And then on the Saturday, we got G2 versus Gentlemates. We also have Minnesota winning that game 5.
Oh, I love it. I actually love it.
And then Texas versus FaZe. We've got Optic winning 3-2. Koi versus Falcons. This is one that I done. I got Toronto winning 3-0 again. I just think that team's very, very good right now.
It, actually.
Falcons can't win an S&D, so you know that's the way I got it going on.
Yeah.
Cloud9 versus Boston. We got Boston winning 3-1. I just think Boston's just a good team. I just think they're getting. I think one more change will make them like a good contender. Then Thieves versus Heretics. We got LA Thieves winning 3-1. Koi versus Boston, the match after. This is the Sunday's matches. Toronto beating Boston 3-1.
Oh, Boston get
Texas
a map against them. Okay, they get their first map. Wow.
Yeah.
Or like Toronto lose a map, don't they?
Yeah, I think like an S&D, maybe an Overload. Boston don't look terrible in Overload, but. And then Texas versus Ravens, we've got a nice 3-1 coming in from Texas. I think Ravens are just gonna, maybe get an S&D, maybe an Overload in, depending how they feel. And then to end off the weekend, we have Gentlemates versus Vancouver Surge, and I've got mates winning that. Jenna had mates winning that 3-2.
Oh, wow. Could you imagine? Well, look, big weekend for the mates, actually, because they could mentally collapse here. Especially G2 is like, you never want to play G2, man. It's just not a team you want to play.
Right, G2's a horrible team to play because one, like, listen, you either get a fucking demon squad in hardpoint that just violate you and then you got to play them in an S&D, or they get tucked in the hardpoints and then come out and win the
still do the searches.
Yeah.
It's just like so annoying to play against, man. But that's what good teams are, right? They're just annoying. And they will bring something to the table, and they will be well prepared. That's the thing with G2. Like, they might not sound great or like look great or whatever, but Looney will be putting in a shift because surely, this year he's got to have a good year to keep his job. You'd think.
I mean, listen, he's got a good team.
Yeah, the team's pretty good as well.
They got a good
Mamba
team.
to do something
Listen, the
more in
only
search.
thing they need to do with this
good.
team is
Win
get
a
better at
1v1,
respawn. Get better at respawn. Mamba needs to stop being the last alive in S&D. They need to get him out of that because he might be the worst 1v1 player of all time.
Yeah.
Listen, I need my island players to be the 1v1 clutchers. That's what they're there
like
for.
That.
He's wait, what was his last 5 matches? He's having stinkers?
Let's have a quick look here. 0.9, 0.7, 0.6, 0.9, 0.9.
Well, I'm need Mamba to get a fucking kill too.
Yeah, it could be nice.
But I like this team. They work well together. They do. Also, Kremp's got to stop throwing his life in these S&Ds. Kremp be dying in some situations. I'm like...
Kremp's got a 1.22 in search this year. He's been moving a little bit.
Hey, listen. Their search KDs are good, but the plays they make...
yeah.
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
their search KDs are so good compared to their search record. Like, their search record is okay at 14 and 10, but...
No, they're but for a game 5 team... They should be
trying, bro.
They keep going game 5, so they should master what they're doing in the game, like in the S&Ds.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah, no, but Kremp should probably be I think Kremp deserves a better team in terms of like how he plays and how good he is at the games he's been on. I think he's a very, 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 very underrated player.
Well, there we go.
I could eat like Crimp sitting with Simp on the FaZe would be like a fire duo.
I fuck with that actually. All right, FaZe, you heard the man. Go get Joe Deceives. If you can't get Joe Deceives, go and get Cramp. Lock it in.
Listen, if people think FaZe need to make a 2-man change, Draz an 04, a Luca on the flex, Crimp on the sub with Simp.
There we have it.
I'll GM for free.
Now we don't GM for free.
Yeah,
a little payment, maybe just a little one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, absolute pleasure. Thanks for joining us all. Head off and watch your favorite watch party. I'm about to go swim, and Trey's about to turn the stream on again. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm about to watch the matches with.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to watch the matches with Jenna and some other people. Maybe throw a couple bets on. You know what I'm saying? Couple bets, and then yeah. Type shit.
All right, type shit. Wonderful. Thanks all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we will be back on Monday for another episode of Dope Check. It's been a pleasure. Take care, everyone. Speak to you all soon.